many things that I've realized. And, well, firstly, masarap yung food sa lounge. And secondly, yun din kasi, yung sa lounge, dun mo makakita, that's where the congressman rests, relax. And dun mo makakita yung mga differences. And you can see what hinders Congress from progressing. Kasi ang nangyayari ay merong speaker's lounge, dun yung mga, sa speaker's office na may mga foods din doon. Dun yung mga deputy speakers, dun si speaker, yung mga ganun. And then you have the majority office, dun kumakain yung majority, yung mga AMLs, DMLs, yung rules committee. And then you have the congressman's lounge, dun lahat mga congressmen. Ang problema kasi, at base sa nakikita ko ngayon, ay masyadong, it's by groups. It's always the same people sitting with each other. There's no room for discourse within such a system. Actually, yun yung isang plano kong gawin bilang speaker. I will abolish the lounges in both speaker's office and the majority office. And then, I will make it so that the lounge, the general lounge for all congressmen would be seated randomly. So, ibig sabihin, for example, today, kakain ka, ito yung mga congressman na makakausap mo. Then tomorrow, ito naman yung mga ibang congressman makakausap mo. So, there's a free exchange of ideas. For example, may kaaway kang congressman, malay mo, baka kayo yung mag-usap, baka kayo yung maging mag-seatmate sa lounge. Then, maybe you can discuss your differences over dinner or over lunch. Hindi yung iipon mo lang yung sama ng loob mo sa isang politiko na kalaban mo o kaaway mo, and you're just not gonna talk to each other for months, years. That's a problem. Kasi yun din yung gusto ko. I mean, there's so much anger and hostility going on within the house. Imagine how much better the country would be if Sandro Marcos and like Paulo Duterte just had a nice dinner with, hindi romantic to, wag niyong misinterpret, but like nice dinner where they can converse and settle their differences. Or if someone like Martin Romualdez and Toby Chanco, if they both sit down, talk about their differences and over coffee and a meal. Like, think of how beautiful our system could be if we're not afraid to create such a system where people are forced to fix their problems through civilized discussion rather than through fighting their own methods.
Kaya malakas ang loob mo tugisin ng mga corrupt because Congressman Kiko is not corrupt.
Because it's not just that, because I believe that there's no congressman that is truly corrupt and there's no congressman that's truly innocent. Even someone like Martin Romualdez, I believe that there is goodness inside of him. There's a part of him that could change, and there is hope even for him, even for Zaldikov, even for those with all of the issues involved in them, all of the potential crimes that they have committed. I believe there's still hope in them. And I believe that at least some part, deep down, there is some good that could be extracted from them.
What is your message to yourself, to Congressman Kiko?
Meow meow. 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 No, seriously, when I'm thinking, I think in meow meow language.
What can you assure our Filipino people bilang Congressman si Kiko?
Can't assure anything for the future. We can only hope, and through that hope, we create our own futures. We should just keep doing whatever we think is right and assume that everyone else will also do the same.
We are warriors of the light. We keep on striving. There's a choice we're making. We're lifting up our land.
Alright, Reaction TV Base, nagbabalik. Reaction. Napakaganda po ng pag-uusapan natin ngayong mga ka-reaction. Natatouch po talaga ako dito sa alin na to, mga ka-reaction. Hindi ko talaga mapigil na panoorin siya.
One heart, we rise as one, hand in hand.
Umarada po siya sa isang daan, hindi ko alam anong daan yan. Mayawak siyang isang bandila, tapos winawagayway po niya na may nakasulat sa kanyang sasakyan. Ano po nakasulat sa sasakyan niya? Ayan po yung nakasulat sa sasakyan niya. Bumusina para magpagkakaisa laban sa korupsyon. Ayan po. Alam po ninyo, talaga nagagalit na po ang taong bayan kahit ano pong ikaila ng Bongbong Marcos na ito na kailangan na talagang bumaba sa pwesto. Mga ka-reaction, nagalit na po ang taong bayan. Puro na lamang mga pakulo, puro na lamang mga pasikat. Wala pong nangyayari sa ating bayan, palubog ng palubog, palugmok ng palugmok. Kaya mga ka-reaction, kung hindi pa tayo kikilo sa September 21, ewan ko na lang kung saan tayo pupulutin pagkatapos po ng 2025. Pero panoorin po natin, nakaka-touch po talaga. Binawagay po niya ang ating bandila. Ako talagang bibili ako ng bandila ngayon, gagayahin ko yan. Tapos iwawagay ko ang ating bandila sa daan. Gagayahin ko yan, bumusina para pagkakaisa laban sa korupsyon. Gagayahin kita.
We are warriors of the light.
Grabe, nakaka-touch po mga ka-reaction. Nakaka-touch talaga. O, ito na po, simulan na po natin. Puro ka na lang nakaka-touch eh. Simulan mo na. Ito po mga ka-reaction, simulan natin dito. Ayan po mga ka-reaction, nakikita po ninyo mga na-contempt. Naglalakad po sila, nasa loob po sila ng Senado. Ayan po. Panoorin po natin, papunta po sila sa kanilang mga kulungan mga ka-reaction. Nakikita po ninyo mga ka-reaction, unang-unang parating si Diskaya. Si Diskaya po ay ginaguide po siya ng mga taga-Senado. Ayan po si Diskaya na dating nakatira sa isang mansyon at ngayon po ay titira siya. Ayan po si si Alcantara, palakad ng palakad. Palagay ko malaki din ang bahay nito, mansyon din. Pero mga ka-reaction ngayon, titira po sila sa 4 na sulok ng 15 square meter na kwarto. At least mga ka-reaction, air condition yan. O upper bed. Sa baba ka na lang, baka magiba. Baka magiba yung yung double deck. Alcantara, sa baba lang Sa flooring. Baka hindi kaya na ng kama. Ayan po, ayan po naman yung isa. Hindi ko masyadong mastermind itong tao na to eh. Ano ba to? Jay ba to? Hindi ko alam ang pangalan nito eh. Pero palakad po siya, papunta rin po siya sa kanyang kwarto. Hindi kulungan, kwarto. May kandado nga lang sa labas. O kulungan din yan. Ayan po mga ka-reaction, papasok po siya. Nakikita po ninyo mga ka-reaction na yan O, di ba? O, yan papasok na po siya sa kanyang kulungan mga ka-reaction. Ayun, sino ba nandun? Nandun si Bryce. Si Bryce Hernandez, roommate. Roommate ang dalawa, Diyan kayo ngayon na magmuni-muni sa inyong mga na-enjoy na pera ng gobyerno, na kinasino ninyo, na dapat ay walang lumulubog sa Bulacan. Ang ginawa ninyo, mga tarantado kayo, hindi ninyo ginawa yung mga flood control, ibinulsa ninyo ang pera ng tao, putangin ng tao na yun. Sorry. Nakakapagmura ako dahil pag nakikita ko po yung mukha nila, sorry. Pakitanggal nga yung putangin na sa record in aid of the legislation. Kasi hindi maganda yun. Anyway, ilak mo. Kandado mo, dalawa kandado. Doble mo yung kandado, doble, yan. Ayan naman po mga ka-reaction. Sino naman kaya? Si Diskaya. Tingnan po natin yung kwarto ni Diskaya kung meron jacuzzi o kaya merong massage. Ka-roommate po niya si Alcantara. Okay. Roommate lang yan Wag masyadong di ba Ba't laging merong ballpen tsaka papel si Diskaya? Inaalala ba niya kung magkano ang nakulimbat niya? Ayan po mga ka-reaction. Ito mga kontraktor na to, sa totoo lang mga ka-reaction, hindi makakagawa ng katarantaduhan to kung hindi po kinasabwat ng mga taga-DPWH at ng mga tiwaling kongresista. Una, DPWH, yung DPWH meron siyang connection sa mga, hindi na natin alam kung paano, pero itong mga kontraktor na ito, hindi po makakagawa ng katarantaduhan yan kung ginawa lamang ng mga kawani ng gobyerno ang kanilang trabaho. Halimbawa, itong si Diskaya, nakakuha siya ng kontrata. Dapat ang trabaho ng kongresista at DPWH, sisiguraduhin po na ang ginawa ni Diskaya ay matibay, na ayon sa specification at tama. Pero hindi po Ihingi po sila ng 30% kay Diskaya at ibibigay ni Diskaya at mayroon po marami pang hihingi, kapitan, mayor, kung sino-sino pang bibigyan ni Diskaya. Ngayon ang mangyayari, siyempre kailangan ni Diskaya na kumota. Siyempre, hindi na gaano maganda. Pero kung ginawa lamang ang trabaho po ng DPWH, ng mga kongresista at mga kawani ng gobyerno, mga ka-reaction, di sana mga ka-reaction, ang mga kontraktor na yan hindi gagawa ng katarantaduhan yan. Kaya lang gumagawa ng katarantaduhan yan dahil gusto po ng mga kongresista, DPWH, magkamal na salapi. Ang mangyayari po mga ka-reaction, siyempre gusto rin nila kumita, ang kukunin nila yung kontrata, kahit ang pagkakagawa niyan, kahit hindi tama yung halo ng semento, kulang sa bakal, okay na yan kasi kasabot naman yung DPWH. Kaya yung mga kontraktor na yan, sa tutusin, ako, ang mga kontraktor na yan, hindi ako pabor na sila dapat ang parusahan. Kasi hindi po gagawa ng katarantaduhan yan kung hindi po pinabayaan gumawa ng katarantaduhan ng DPWH at ng mga kongresista, senador, kung sino man naman kasabot nila sa gobyerno. Halimbawa, ulitin ko po, O, alimbawa, nakakuha ng kontrata yan, ginawa ng COA, ginawa ng DPWH, ginawa ng kongresista, ang dapat nilang gawin upang bantayan ng mga kontraktor at gawin ng tama ang bawat proyekto, at kapag hindi tama, wag mong bayaran. Di po ba? Pero kaya nga lang nakakagawa ng katarantaduan ng mga kontraktor na yan, meron pong enabler. Sino po yung enabler? Yung DPWH sa kongresista. Gustong kumita ng malaking pera yung DPWH, yung kongresista man yan, yung presidente man yan, si Lisa Araneta man yan, hindi na po si Saldico man yan, hindi na po natin alam kung saan nakarating yung tinatawag nilang patron money, yung binibigay sa mga patron nila. Tama po ba yung aking analisa? Kung hindi tarantado yung mga nasa DPWH at kung hindi tarantado yung mga kongresista na kumukuha at kumukulimbat ng pera ng bayan, ang mga, mantakin po ninyo, yung isa, yung pangalan lang ng kanyang contraction company, ang kinukuha at royalty lang ang binabayad doon sa matanda. Kaya mga ka-reaction, ako kung sino yung pinakahuling ikukulong, dapat mga kontraktor. Dahil nga uulitin ko, hindi gagawa ng katarantaduan ng kontraktor kung ginagawa ng maayos ng mga kawani ng gobyerno ang trabaho nila. Dapat ang trabaho ng DPWH, kongresista man yan, COA man yan, ay bantayan ng kontraktor kung tama ang pagkakagawa. Paano pa gagawa ng tama yan kung kinuha nila yung pera at hindi binabantayan dahil alam na ng mga kontraktor na kasabwat ang DPWH at mga kongresista at okay lang na hindi tama yung pagkakagawa at magigiba next year. Next year magkakapondo na naman, magkakamal na naman sila. Kaya mga ka-reaction, dapat malaman natin, sabi nga ni Senator Rodante Marcoleta, wag yung mga sapsap, wag yung mga butete. Dapat, ang hulihin natin, yung mga dambuhalang buhaya dyan sa may kamera. Ayan mga ka-reaction, no? Dati-dati nakatira po sila sa mansyon. Ngayon, ito, kailangan natin kumuha ng impormasyon kay BP Sara.
We are
Natatouch talaga ako sa babaeng ito.
So yung pagpapalit nila ng speaker dyan ay para lang yan masabi ng mga tao na meron silang ginawa.
Ito po yung kabuuang interview ni BP Sara kanina lang patungkol sa pagpapalit ng liderato ng Kongreso. Tama po ba yun mga ka-reaction na dapat ang mga kontraktor na yan, yan ang mga pinakahuling ikukulong? Pero kailangan din ikulong kasi nakipagsabuatan sila eh. Pero yun nga, hindi makakagawa ng katarantaduan ng kontraktor in the first place kung hindi naan sa tamang bidding at walang korupsyon magsimula sa DPWH hanggang kongresista, senador, gobernador, mayor, kapitan, kay Lisa, kay Bongbong, hindi na natin alam hindi ko sinasabing nangurakot si Bongbong Marcos na kurakot kahit nakurakot si Bongbong Marcos, hindi ko sinabing nangurakot siya. Diba? Kahit na alam kong kurakot si Lisa Araneta, hindi ko sinabing nangurakot siya.
Pagpapalit nila ng speaker dyan ay para lang yan masabi ng mga tao na meron silang ginawa sa House of Representatives sa reklamo at sa galit ng mga tao. Pero ang totoo niyan ay sila lang din yan. Wala ako reaction sa resignation niya, no? Meron lang akong reaction sa kung ano yung ginagawa ni BBM. Hindi niya dapat hinahayaan yung mga congressman na basta na lang umalis ng bansa o basta na lang mag-resign to evade accountability doon sa mga nakita natin na pag-chop-chop ng budget natin at pagkuha ng pera ng bayan para bumili sila ng mga properties, bumili sila ng mga jets, bumili sila ng properties abroad at lahat nung kanilang na makikita natin sa lifestyle nila.
Ngayon, Bibi, pinalitan na si House Speaker Romualdez ni new House Speaker Faustino B. May mensahe ka ba sa kanya or advice sa kanya para hindi na maulit itong mga nangyayari ngayon?
Wala akong mensahe kay Congressman D. Meron lang akong i-share, gusto na ibahagi, no, sa mga kababayan natin. I'm sure he is a good person. I've met him several times sa aking mga events at sa aking trabaho, si Congressman Lee. Si Congressman Lee ay congressman ng Isabela Province. Ang ano ba tawag dyan? Hindi ko kasi masabing warlord siya eh. Ang may hawak ng
Warlord? Warlord si D? Nako. Nako mga ka-reaction, Warlord si D?
Ang may hawak. Gusto na ibahagi no, sa mga kababayan natin. I'm sure he is a good person. I've met him several times sa aking mga events at sa aking trabaho, si Congressman Lee. Si Congressman Lee ay congressman ng Isabela Province. Ang ano ba tawag dyan? Hindi ko kasi masabing warlord siya eh.
Diba?
May hawak.
Diba? Hindi, alam na natin ang ibig sabihin ng mga ka-reaction. Hindi, may laman yun ha, may laman yun. Warlord. Nako.
Ng probinsya ng Isabela ay si Governor, kalimut ko siyang pangalan. Albano. Sino dito? Ang may hawak ng province of Isabela is si Governor Rodito Albano. Si Rodito at si Tony Pet Albano, yung congressman ng Isabela dati, hindi ko alam kung hanggang ngayon, nasa circle yan ni Speaker Martin Romualdez. Isang grupo yan sila. Paano ko nasabi? Dahil alam ko na matalik na magkaibigan si Tony Pet Albano at si Martin Romualdez. Nakasama ko sila noong hindi ko na rin maalala kung anong taon yon, pero sa kasal ng anak ng isang senador, nakasama ko sila at doon ko nalaman na matalik sila na magkaibigan. Sa kampanya, sa pagkatapos ng kampanya, nung nanalo na at nagtrabaho na, nakita ko na kasama na rin nila sa grupo nila si Rodito Albano. Si Congressman D, kung mapapansin nyo, lagi lang yan nakadikit kay Congressman Rodito Albano. So yung pagpapalit nila ng speaker dyan ay para lang yan masabi ng mga tao na meron silang ginawa sa House of Representatives sa reklamo at sa galit ng mga tao. Pero ang totoo niyan ay sila lang din yan. Grupo lang din yan ni Martin Romualdez, ni Sandro Marcos, and of course, syempre, papunta na rin yan kay BBM. So sila lang din yon, sila lang din yan, at sila lang din nag-usap kung ano ang gagawin nila, at sila lang din ang nagplano kung anong gagawin nila sa 2026 budget, because this is all about, number one, the presidential elections of 2028 and the budget of 2026. Kasi inubos naman na nila yung 2025, di ba? So 2026 na pinag-uusapan dito. Definitely there is no stability at all with regard to our government institutions. Hindi lang ngayon, even before. We saw how they abused the power and the institutions for their gains, no? Hindi lang yan siya ngayon. Matagal na ako nagsasabi, yung budget, walang nakikinig sa akin. Kailangan pa lumubog sa baha yung mga kababayan natin bago merong react na BBM ang pangalan. Even then, hindi pa nagtutugma yung kanyang reaction sa dapat niyang gawin. Kaya really, truly, our economy is not in the very best weather. ang ating political stability is down to -2, -3, even -10 siguro. Magulo siya kasi unang-una, walang vision, walang direction, walang plano. Nakikita mo, puro sila politika at paninigurado na may pera sa bulsa at yung eleksyon nila sa susunod na darating na eleksyon. Ganon ang makikita mo na ginagawa ng gobyerno. Wala kang nakikita sa gobyerno ngayon na big ticket projects. Hindi yung mga maliliit na sinasabi mong 10 kilometers na daan. Hindi yan gusto natin makita, no? Sa ating pamahalaan, mga maliliit na kung saan-saan nilagay, yung iba hindi pa talaga nilagay, nawawala pa, yung iba substandard pa. Hindi ganyan na klase ng mga projects ang gusto natin na nakikita.
So, ibig sabihin mga ka-reaction, sila talaga. Sila lang. Yung mga tinatawag nating crocodile den.
Philippine Vice President Sara Duterte claims the House leadership change was just for show. While she spoke well of the new speaker, Faustino D., the VP says his election to the post was still orchestrated by the Marcos and Romualdez circles. Some years ago, the VP's father, ex-President Rodrigo Duterte, brokered himself a term-sharing deal of the House speakership between now Senator Alan Peter Cayetano and Congressman Lord Alan Velasco.
So yung pagpapalit nila ng speaker dyan ay para lang yan masabi ng mga tao na meron silang ginawa sa House of Representatives sa reklamo at sa galit ng mga tao. Pero ang totoo niyan ay sila lang din yan. Grupo lang din yan ni Martin Romualdez, ni Sandro Marcos, and of course, syempre, papunta na rin yan kay BBM.
Vice President Duterte also claims being courted by his father's political party, PDP Laban, to join their ranks ahead of the 2028 presidential elections.
Ang masigasig talaga at intense yun is PDP. Halos linggo-linggo nila ako kinakausap at iniimbita na sumali sa partido nila.
Siyempre, ikaw naman, BP Sara, ako nang nakikiusap sa'yo. Formal ka nang sumanib sa PDP Laban. Ako naman. Para naman tayong others Alam mo naman, PDP Laban ako Para naman tayong others niyan, BP Sara. PDP Laban ka na. Okay na tayo. Okay na. PDP Laban na yan Wala nang bawian yan.
Medyo maingay si Congress Miao.
Ako, ito po mga kareaksyon. Panoorin po natin yung kay Congress Miao ito po yung kanyang interview kay Madam OG Alcacid. Hindi, OG Diaz po, OG Diaz. Okay, ito, pakinggan po natin si OG Diaz ang nag-interview kay Congress Miao.
Dahil sunod-sunod yung mga post mo sa Facebook mo, na-call out ka pa ng dati mong partido, yung...
He's not welcome. May mga ganun kasi pag iba yung personality mo sa normal, medyo weird ka. Ibig sabihin, oy, may sayad na yan, abnoy na yan. Yun yung isipin ng mga tao
Inaano nila kung meron ka daw bang mental health issue. Bakit medyo nawiwirduhan sila sa'yo?
Okay. It's a sensitive topic.
Saan ba nagtapos ng kolehiyo si Congressman at ano yung kanyang nagtinapos?
Dropout.
So inaamin mo na nepo baby ka?
Yes, he makes money and he gives me money. So you have to admit that you are a product of nepotism. I myself am a product of political dynasty.
Meron ka bang gustong sa mga post mo o sa mga naging pronouncement mo, meron kang gustong ihingi ng sorry or lahat yon gusto mong panindigan?
Kung babaguhin ko lang yung isip ko, if I had any intention of changing or of going back in my statement.
Minsan sinasabi nila parang wala sa timing yung pag-meow-meow mo.
Kayo po na nakaupo, subukan nyo namang tumayo. At baka meow 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 meow. Magbabago na ang House of Representatives. We will bring justice into this corrupt system.
Kasama po natin ngayon ang controversial na 4th District Congressman ng Dasmariñas, Cavite, Congressman Kiko Barsaga.
Meow.
Ba't lagi mong ginagawa yun? Ano yun?
Oh, ganito yung pusa. Meow, meow.
Oo. Sobrang love mo mga pusa. Oh. Gaano karami alaga mong pusa?
Mga 19, actually. Well, actually, lagi silang dumadami eh. Since lagi nadadagdagan yung mga pusa ko. Last month lang nadagdagan ng 2 pa. Or I think 2 months ago, nung nag-visit kami sa Paws Shelter. So, yung last interview ko, sinabi ko 17, ngayon 19 na. Si Bernie at si Vernon.
Kaya ka tinawag na Congress Meow.
Congress Meow.
Oo. Minsan sinasabi nila parang wala sa timing yung pag-meow-meow mo. Pero yung iba, kung kilala ka nila, ganun mo ka-love ang mga pusa. Pero sinasabi nila parang hindi kailangan mag-meow-meow si Kong. Pero ginagawa niya.
Events, pag nagsasalita ako sa entablado. It's my philosophy, and I've said this in a previous interview before, na pag ganun ako sa bahay, ganun din ako in public, in events. What I am in private, I am in public. Kasi pag nakasanayan mong laging iba yung private personality at public personality mo, parang magiging disingenuous ka na. You would start becoming either yourself or your image. I intend to make who I am and who my image is to be the same person. Kaya nagmamiyaw-miyaw ako, I act friendly, I make my emotions and my interests and my beliefs open because that's what I am when I am alone. And that's what I intend to also be when I'm in public.
And when you're in public, so yun nga, medyo maingay si Congress Meow dahil sunod-sunod yung mga post mo sa Facebook mo. Na-call out ka pa ng dati mong partido, yung
yung sa nag-press.
NUP? O,
yung press con, NUP, 30 minutes ago. He's not welcome. I mean, may mga ganun. Kasi pag iba yung personality mo sa normal, medyo weird ka, ibig sabihin, oy, may sayad na yan, abnoy na yan. Yun yung isipin ng mga tao. And that is that's an observation. And that's a very valid observation. Chairman Puno is also a Filipino citizen. And I am a member of the House of Representatives. So he's also free to criticize me on that. Pero para sa akin lang na, yung sa Ethics Committee kasi, yes, I've done wrong things. And yes, I'm completely ready to face any allegations against me. Kay Chairman Puno, walang personalan. If he is mad at me, if he feels it is necessary for him to speak against me since I used to be a party member, then that's good. It's good that we investigate and we judge all of our House members. And that is why I also started a call for investigation Martin Romualdez and Zaldico, because everyone else is getting investigated. All the DPWH officials, all the small-time contractors, they're being investigated, but no one has said the name of Martin Romualdez. And the way I see it, it's a lose-lose situation for him, because either he is complicit in the acts of corruption in Congress, the hundreds of billions that's been stolen, or he is not aware of it, which is even more dangerous. Kasi ang iniisip na tao, corrupt yan o corrupt si Speaker. Pag iniisip nila yan, delikado yan sa ating bansa. Hindi, that's corruption, that's bad. But what's worse is that kung hindi siya corrupt at hindi niya alam nangyayari yun, hundreds of billions has been stolen, and him as the Speaker of the House and as the cousin of the President, who's very close with the President, very close with the administration, the executive, is not aware of it. Paano niya hindi alam yun? So either he is involved in it or he has no knowledge of it. Either of these scenarios, he has to be held accountable.
So, yun nga, inireklamo ka sa Ethics Committee because of your behavior, because of parang quote-unquote inciting to sedition, yung iyong ginagawa na pag bago nyo sunugin ng Congress.
Hindi ko sinabi bago nyo sunugin. Ang sabi ko, wag nyo sunugin
wag nyo sunugin ng Congress. And then,
speech pa ako. And that's, kasi ang iba na talaga ang sitwasyon ngayon eh. Yung mga tao sa House of Representatives, kala nila, parang normal protest lang, hindi nila nakikita na yung corruption sa Nepal, hindi kasing lala ng corruption sa atin. So, by matter of comparison, we can assume that since we are a more corrupt country, we can expect a greater outrage from the people. Since yung sa Nepal, if you see the issues na yung sa Prime Minister, yung sa... Well, they also have very different political system. But the problem here is that hundreds of billions of pesos stolen is not just a simple matter. Hindi lang yun yung, hoy, investigan ka, makulong ka ng 1 month, 2 months, and then back to Congress ka na. Hindi, it's no longer that. And the people are aware of that. The people know that there is a very big possibility of what's happening in Nepal to happen here. And there's a very big possibility of escalation, especially in the riots involving in the future protests involving the police and the military. It just takes one wrong move for it to spiral out of control. Like in Nepal, it's just one bullet fired that will end everything that we built. And that's why, in order to protect the House of Representatives, the house that I am part of, I want to change it before September 21. I want to bring genuine positive change to the House before that happens.
So yun nga, inisa-isa dun sa Ethics Committee yung mga reklamo sa'yo, like pati yung 2024, kung saan yung lewd shows, yung resibo yun. Sorry hindi ko siya, saan nagagaling yun?
Yung mga yung cosplay events. Nag-cosplay kasi ako yung mga Gundam.
Okay.
Yun kasi, cosplay events yun. And in Japanese culture, they have yung mga kabedon, leg lock, parang yung mga nakakita mo sa anime. And in that event, they allowed that. The organizers allowed that. Parang fan service siya. So, in exchange for money, parang magpipicture ka with a cosplayer na nakaganon kayo. And it's, well, I'm not sure if it's completely legal, but like, if the organizers allow it, then it must be since it's SMX. And, yun. It's Japanese culture.
Okay. Yung pagbabalandra mo ng mga pera.
I think that was about 150,000. Ano yun? Hindi ko alam, pero hindi ko maalala kung galing kay Kong PD yun for like a birthday present or for Christmas. Since my father, hindi ako magsisinungaling, okay? Kung sasabihin mong Nepo baby ako, I completely agree to that. My father is, let's just say he's a successful lawyer. He has made some money. Nakita mo naman, he's not just successful in Congress, but he's also successful in the field of law. He taught as a lawyer. He has been involved in very high-profile cases, including the Corona impeachment and the ABS-CBN franchise issue, yung sa franchise renewal. So, yes, he makes money and he gives me money.
So, nung binibigyan ka ng pera, dinidisplay mo, kaya na yung mga tao.
Ayun.
Ano ba to? Ano ka ba? Member ka ba ng networking?
Kasi pero ang lagi ko dun yung mga crypto. Joke lang yun, ako wala akong alam sa mga crypto. If anything, pag pinasok ko yung pera ko sa crypto, maubusan ako.
So,
like, I have no financial ability in cryptocurrency.
So, inaamin mo na Nepo baby ka?
Yes. I mean, that's where it first starts. You have to admit that you are a product of nepotism. I myself am a product of political dynasty. And not just a political dynasty. We are one of the oldest dynasties in Cavite if you trace back to the history. Kasi ako, my namesake, Francisco Barzaga, it came from Francisco E. Barzaga, who during the Spanish times, after we gained independence, actually one of the first politicians in Dasmariñas, Cavite. Kaya sa pagpunta ka ng Dasma, may FEB na school, Francisco E. Barzaga, may FEB building yung Lasal doon. And that's where you will see that, yes, it is true. We have a long history in politics. And if I deny that, then I'm denying myself. I am a product of nepotism.
Nababasa mo ba yung mga comments ng mga netizen na yung mga ikinikilos mo raw unbecoming of a good congressman?
Well, yes, but like how many good congressmen do we have now? Sino yung mga model congressman natin na dapat kong gayahin? Yes, I act differently from the other congressmen. But if the average congressman is a thief, then that makes me less of a thief, right?
So mas gusto mo ng ganyan, okay lang ganun ako kumilos basta hindi ako magnanakaw.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, and I won't disagree with you. I myself, I'm telling you na hindi ako magnanakaw, but it's up to you whether or not you believe me. Okay? Because everyone, lahat ng congressman, kahit yung mga pinaka-magnanakaw na, sasabihin sa'yo hindi sila magnanakaw. But for me, if I act like the rest of Congress, then I will become like the rest of Congress. And that's not what I want to be because I can see what Congress is. And I do not want to be a part of the system that exists right now. I wish to change the system, and I believe that by acting in line with the system, I won't be able to do that. I have to not go outside the system, but I have to act as if I'm not a congressman in order to fix Congress.
Hindi ka natatakot daw sa mga pronouncement mo, sa mga ipinopost mo?
Should people be afraid of politicians? Should I be afraid of Romualdez or Marcos or Soto? should you be afraid of me or of any other politician that you criticize?
So, hindi ka natatakot.
Hindi naman na hindi ako natatakot. Ang problema ay kung natatakot ako. Like, for example, do we live in a country where you should be scared if you criticize a politician? Do we or do we not? Hindi naman na kung natatakot ako o hindi. Kung dapat ba akong matakot o hindi. That's the truth. And we should not be afraid of criticizing politicians. Just as everyone else, kung sasabihin lang Nepo baby o abnoy o corrupt ako, pwede ko ding sabihin yun tungkol kila Romualdez o kay Marcos o kay Soto. I should be able to say that the same way that other people should be able to say the same things about me, because it's only through communication and through airing of our grievances that we are able to create an understanding with one another. We don't think the same, we don't act the same, but if we talk, we can find our middle ground and we can find what peace we can make with each other. Unless kung, of course, like libelous na, kung nagkakalat ka ng fake news, then yun, pwede ka na makasuhan doon.
So, nabanggit mo yung Soto. Tinatanong nila kung nilalabanan mo ba si Vico Soto or nagdi-disagree ka kay Vico Soto?
Well, you can see my posts. Hindi ko kalaban si Vico Soto. I admire him. He's a great politician. And like I said before, well, yesterday, 2 days ago, nung inisip ko to go against Romualdez, he was one of the people that came into my mind. And I believe that if we are given the opportunity to create a better government after the protest, after all that will happen to our country this week, I believe that Vico Soto will be one of the builders of a better government.
Oh,
Tito Soto, hindi. Bads yan.
Bakit?
Well, he's very loyal to Romualdez. And that's all I have to say. No more comments on Vico Soto. Medyo nagalit na siya. Baka mamaya may sabihin na ako. Biglang makukulong na si Meow Meow.
Obviously, I'm sure nababasa mo naman yan. Kung nasa right mind ba or nasa right senses si Kong Kiko, inaano nila kung meron ka daw bang mental health issue. Bakit medyo nawiwirduhan sila sa'yo?
Okay. Well, yes, I'm a very eccentric person. But firstly, speaking of mental health, I also read a lot about those because it's a very common issue amongst our youth right now. Speaking of mental health, first and foremost, it's not something that you should assume in other people. Para siyang kung nakita mo na posibleng may mental health issue ang isang tao, it's a sensitive topic and it's something that you should wait for them to say. Like, you're a member of the LGBTQ plus community,
Yes.
right? If people are asking you, oy, bakla ka ba? Or parang bakla ka, you act gay, ganon. Or you act bi, mga ganon.
I will
Diba?
tell them, yes, I am gay.
Oh, but that's not for them to say, diba? That's for you to say. You're the one who's going to tell them what your sexual stance is or what you identify as. It is a sensitive issue and it is one that people should not just be saying randomly. And this is also applicable to mental health. It's not something that you would just assume, oy, that yung tao na yan, medyo weird siya, abnormal yan, or may mental health issue yan. No, you just try to be kind to them, wait for them to say it to you, or get close to them. Once you're comfortable with them, you ask them yourself. Hindi yung sa mga random comments na, oy, abnoy yan. That's strong. And secondly, no, I don't believe I have any mental health issue.
Okay.
Well, I hope I don't.
Hindi kasi syempre, obviously,
It's hard to assume.
you
those
cannot
things.
please everybody. Kasi syempre, may mga nababasang positive sa'yo na gusto nila yung pakikipagbardagulan mo. Yung iba naman ay ayaw. Tapos, medyo nawiwirduhan sa'yo. Kasi nga parang hindi nga siya pang politician na behavior daw. So, maiintindihan ko yun kasi ngayon lang sila nakatagpo or naka-encounter na tulad mong politician na walang
breaks.
Oo, yung tsaka
No restrictions.
walang
Purely free.
Tsaka walang awat-awat. Talagang sasabihin niya kung ano yung nasa sa loob niya. So, ganun ka.
Thank you.
So, ano sinasabi ng mami mo, ng mga kapatid mo tungkol sa mga issues sa iyo ngayon?
Well, actually, very sensitive issue to. So, I like to say yung family ko, they're very scared. Kasi Romualdez, most powerful man in the Philippines. Tapos ako kinakalaban ko siya. He has very strong allies and we have very limited allies. And yung nanay ko actually halos atakihin na daw siya. Alam mo naman yung mga nanay, very concerned sila.
Nanay.
And yes, that's all I have to say. Like, she's very worried about me, but at the same time, a part of her understands why I'm doing it. And the same for my brother. Yung kapatid ko naman, medyo mas logical siya doon because he's a graduate of Ateneo Political Science. He studied these matters and he can really see how this will be going. So siya, medyo mas chill siya. He knows we have a good chance of winning. But for my mom, I just want to say that I keep trying to reassure her, and mostly my brother is reassuring her right now that everything will be fine. Pero takot lang ako na, well, hindi naman takot na. I'm trying not to personally speak to her right now kasi baka mag-breakdown, mag-away, like the emotions would reach a point where we won't be able to think logically, and I cannot have that right now. I have to be perfectly rational, I have to be a perfect logician if I want to win and survive.
Okay, so nagkita na ba kayo ni Speaker Romualdez?
He wanted to speak to me. I told him that I'm available pero may mga meetings ako sa district ko. So if ever he could visit my district sa Cavite, I'm open to meet with him. So yeah, and wala namang masyadong nangyari doon. We didn't end up meeting each other. Not even messages.
Have you, seen yung comparison sa inyo ni Vico Sotto?
Well, yes, but what's the point of the comparison? He's executive, I'm legislative. We serve very different purposes in our government, and I'm not sure what you'll say about me, but I consider Vico Sotto a good man.
Pero wala kang galit sa tito niya.
Ito yung pinaka-point ko. When Aquino became president, or the Aquino administration, they are against the Arroyo administration. The Duterte administration was against the Aquino administration. The Marcos administration now is against the Duterte administration. If we just continue this cycle of hatred, where will it lead us? Kasi at the end of the day, di ba nag-away-away kami ng Tito Sotto? Hindi yun personal na away. It is us fighting, representing our ideologies in his role as Senate President and in his friendship with Romualdez. And me, in my desire to have Romualdez investigated, and in my criticism of his inability to do so. So if we let our personal emotions cloud our judgment, then how can we build a better Philippines? How can we build a better country? Magkaaway lang kami, one disagreement lang, forever na kami magkaaway? That's not how it should be. That's not how it is. Like, yung kabataang party list of Reneco, they said so many negative things about me during the 2022 campaign, during the 2025 campaign. So initially, when I came to Congress, I initially thought of Reneco as my enemy. But when I met her and I talked to her, I found out that she's also a good person. She's also someone who I could talk to. And it's through dialogue and through peaceful conversations that we can create a better future.
Sa kaalaman ng iba, so saan ba nagtapos ng kolehiyo si Congressman at ano yung kanyang nagtinapos?
Dropout. Okay, medyo long story to. Alam ko hindi live to, pero lahat ng viewers, oh, yun. Okay, firstly, 2019, yun yung una akong naging congressman, naging konsehal. Okay, I was 20, turning 21 at the time, so I haven't gone to college yet because before 2018, 2017, I was already preparing myself for politics. 2019, nag-start ako as counselor until 2022. After pandemic, 2022, nag-enroll ako DLSUD DASMA in political science. And then goods naman yung grades ko, but like, there's only so much you can do when you're balancing the life of politics and schoolwork. So minsan may mga may subjects na medyo nahihirapan ako or medyo bumabagsak yung grades. And then ang nangyari kasi ay, di ba yung mga exams usually in December and April, mga ganong times, yung mga nagiging final exams namin, and that's where the majority of the grades are. So ang nangyari doon, December, lagi akong busy, hindi ako nakakapag-exams since puro Christmas party sa distrito namin. And then this 2025, hindi ako nakapag-file ng leave of absence. Nag 2-month break ako from political science, 3rd year ako noon. And then I did not have time to pursue my studies since I was spending every day campaigning. So wala na. But now I'm transferring to KLD or Public College in DASMA kasi gusto ko din malaman kung paano sila nagtuturo yung mga professors namin doon. So, I want to see the system from the inside as a student. So I plan on being a student there, and I plan on making, alam mo naman yung advocacy ko, meow meow. I plan on making a veterinary course there. Veterinary technicians, veterinary nursing, and hopefully eventually veterinary medicine. Huwag niyong masyadong isipin na well-educated ako. I'm just average.
Oo. So, dito naman, bilang ikaw ay congressman, ano na yung mga bills na napasa ni Kong?
Isa pa lang yung bill na ipapasa ko, pero dalawa yung bill na ginawa ko. The first bill is the Propero Festival, which is a local festival that we have. It's not been recognized by the national yet. So that's what I filed for local government. And secondly, yung Kapon bill. Pero naisip ko kasi yung Kapon bill.
Sino kakapunin?
Mga pusa na. So stray animals. Kasi yun yung naging privilege speech ko. Stray animals population control. Pero ang naging problema kasi dito is I talk regularly with many different rescue organizations. Mga POS, Biyaya, everything. Mga pusa sa daan. Pero sila meme page sila eh. Shout out, mga pusa sa daan. Meow! Ang nangyari doon is we're already using veterinary services, and sometimes we have to take veterinary services from outside of the city into our city. We're taking veterinarians from outside to help with the Kapon initiatives. Kung sa DASMA pa lang, kulang na ang nagkakapon. Paano pa kaya kung ipasa ko yung Kapon bill that requires like all governments to start having Kapon programs, and that will just rapidly increase the demand of veterinarians, which are in very low supply now in the Philippines. So ang plano ko muna is I will start opening veterinary colleges. I plan on opening one in our public college in Dasma, and hopefully meron na sa Kapsu and Dang meron na. And hopefully I plan on opening more veterinary schools all around the country.
Grabe talaga pagmamahal mo sa mga hayop, lalo na sa pusa, ano?
Kasi I mean, they're the ones who care for me.
Gusto kong malaman, saan nanggagaling yung pagmamahal mo sa pusa?
Medyo recent lang.
Recent?
Pero yung maliit ako, more of a dog person ako. Pero recently, naging cat person. Pero same lang din. Dogs, cats, I love them all.
Nakita ko pa parang nagma-martial arts ka yata.
Yes, I'm a amateur boxer. 2 fights, 1-1 record. Yung kalaban ko kasi haba ng kamay niya. Yung last na kalaban ko sa UKC, may reach advantage. Ang problema kasi doon, yung coach ko, same weight sa akin, like same weight, division sa akin, pero mas maliit siya, so like parang smaller and stronger. While I am taller and parang may reach advantage ako doon. Yun yung nakasanayan ko. Pero yung kalaban ko doon, same weight sa akin, pero mas matangkad at mas payat. So every time na susuntok-suntok ako, parang hindi umaabot. Basta okay lang, baka sabihin na gumagawa na ako yung mga excuses. Mas magaling yung kalaban ko doon. Let's just say that. And sa Taekwondo naman, yes, I also compete in Taekwondo. Decent, not good results so far, but pag may mga sparring training naman sa team ko, I do well compared to the other students. And I already have a black belt. Sa Arnis, doon ako magaling. 2-time champion, Cavite Pro Active Arnis, gold medalist. Straight. 2 times straight. Last month and last month. And fencing din. Fencing ako.
Kamusta ang love life? Sorry, hindi ko alam. Kamusta ang love life ni Kong Kiko?
Well, I think we are in a very pivotal moment in our country right now, which will determine the courses that the government will take in the future. And para sa love life, wala akong sabi. I can say a lot of things about politics, but love life, enjoy muna habang single, date, casual, but like I can't commit to any serious relationship right now. There's so many things on my mind and so many things that I'm responsible for, that I have responsibility to, that any serious relationship is practically impossible.
Ano yung mga misconceptions sa'yo na gusto mong i-correct?
I don't think there's anything that I'd like to correct, because like people can think whatever they want and that's fine. I don't think there's any walang masyadong malaking fake news na nakakalat tungkol sa akin ngayon. And that's what I'd like to state. There's no big misconception that I'd like to correct, because everyone has different misconceptions about me, and that's fine. They'll get to know me more the more they see me, and if they don't see me, then they're free to think whatever they want.
Meron ka bang gustong sa mga post mo o sa mga naging pronouncement mo, meron kang gustong ihingi ng sorry, or lahat yon gusto mong panindigan?
If I had any intention of changing or of going back in my statement, then I would not have posted that in the first place. Everything I made is a conscious action by me. Whether or not it comes to my benefit or to my detriment, it's still my action that I chose at that time, and it's something I will accept whatever consequence or results for said actions.
Okay. Masasabi mo bang unethical yung mga ginagawa mo or yung mga pinopost mo?
Ethical, so subjective, it's a subjective thing. Unethical ba siya kasi nagiging popular siya? Kasi marami ding mga nagpo-post ng ganun. Marami ding mas malala pa ang pinopost tungkol sa gobyerno. Pero unethical na din ba yun? Or is it only unethical because plenty of people are sharing and reacting to my post? That plenty of people are relating to the sentiment that I feel. So what part of it is unethical? Is it the result of the post? Is it the result of my statements or the spirit of my statements?
Ano gusto mong sabihin sa mga tao tungkol sa lagay ng gobyerno ngayon?
From the way I see it, the Filipino people will win. This is a battle between corruption and the Filipino people, and right now the Filipino people have the upper hand. So keep pushing for good change, for a change in our system.
Well, first time congressman ka, anong na-discover mo, anong na-realize mo nung sumampa ka na rito sa lower house?
There's so many things that I've realized, and well, firstly, masarap yung food sa lounge. And secondly, yun din kasi, yung sa lounge, dun mo makakita, that's where the congressman rests, relax. And dun mo makakita yung mga differences. And you can see what hinders Congress from progressing. Kasi ang nangyayari ay merong speaker's lounge, dun yung mga, sa speaker's office na may mga foods din doon. Dun yung mga deputy speakers, dun si speaker, yung mga ganun. And then you have the majority office, dun kumakain yung majority, yung mga AMLs, DMLs, yung rules committee. And then you have the congressman's lounge, dun lahat mga congressmen. Ang problema kasi, at base sa nakikita ko ngayon, ay masyadong, it's by groups. it's always the same people sitting with each other. There's no room for discourse within such a system. Actually, yun yung isang plano kong gawin bilang speaker. I will abolish the lounges in both Speaker's office and the majority office. And then, I will make it so that the lounge, the general lounge for all congressmen, would be seated randomly. So, ibig sabihin, for example, today, kakain ka, ito yung mga congressman na makakausap mo. Then tomorrow, ito naman yung mga ibang congressman makakausap mo. So, there's a free exchange of ideas. For example, may kaaway kang congressman, malay mo, baka kayo yung mag-usap, baka kayo yung maging mag-seatmate sa lounge. Then, maybe you can discuss your differences over dinner or over lunch. Hindi yung iipon mo lang yung sama ng loob mo sa isang politiko na kalaban mo o kaaway mo, and you're just not gonna talk to each other for months, years. That's a problem. Kasi yun din yung gusto ko. I mean, there's so much anger and hostility going on within the House. Imagine how much better the country would be if Sandro Marcos and like Paulo Duterte just had a nice dinner with, hindi romantic to, wag niyong misinterpret, but like nice dinner where they can converse and settle their differences. Or if someone like Martin Romualdez and Toby Chanco, if they both sit down, talk about their differences and over coffee and a meal. Like, think of how beautiful our system could be if we're not afraid to create such a system where people are forced to fix their problems through civilized discussion rather than through fighting their own methods.
Kaya malakas ang loob mo tugisin ng mga corrupt because Congressman Kiko is not corrupt.
Because it's not just that, because I believe that there's no congressman that is truly corrupt and there's no congressman that's truly innocent. Even someone like Martin Romualdez, I believe that there is goodness inside of him. There's a part of him that could change, and there is hope even for him, even for Zaldico, even for those with all of the issues involved in them, all of the potential crimes that they have committed. I believe there's still hope in them, and I believe that at least some part, deep down, there is some good that could be extracted from them.
What is your message to yourself, to Congressman Kiko?
Meow meow. 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 No, seriously, when I'm thinking, I think in meow meow language.
What can you assure our Filipino people bilang Congressman si Kiko?
Can't assure anything for the future. We can only hope, and through that hope, we create our own futures. We should just keep doing whatever we think is right and assume that everyone else will also do the same.
Alright, mga ka-reaction, huwag po ninyong kalimutan mag-subscribe kay OG Diaz, na ginamit po natin ang kanyang video. Anyway, mga ka-reaction, malalim po ang batang to, no? Narinig po natin yung kanyang sinabi, bandang huli, na-touch ako dun sa sinabi niya patungkol kay Martin Romualdez, na meron pa ring goodness na natitira sa kanila na pwedeng ma-harness. O, diba? Mga ka-reaction, maraming salamat muli sa pagsama niyo sa ating napakagandang reaction video nito. Huwag po niyong kalimutan mag-subscribe, like at i-share ang bawat video natin. Shukran. God bless you all. Duterte! 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 Duterte!